Hey guys, this is Mark Blitz,
This is Storm.
and we welcome you to our short breakdown of our latest music video, Evolution. We will go through the most important parts of this video clip and give you some behind the scenes commentary on that. Before we're gonna start, maybe I will give you a quick comment about the main inspiration of this video. I told you about that. The main inspiration for this video was I don't want to say old movie, but let's say older movie, which is called 2001: A Space Odyssey. And in this movie, there was this significant element, which was the sort of a black monolith. But we use, instead of this monolith in this video clip, a huge smartphone, let's say.
That's smart.
That's smart. Yeah. So I don't want to spoil you with any other information. If you haven't seen the movie, definitely check it out. It's a cult movie and it's really awesome. So I think we can start.
We can start, right.
So let's go.
From a wild wolf to a Pinterest bog, from a shield and sword to a nuclear bomb. Lord of the animals, is that what you see? What we see is genetic, we see empathy and fear. People think that love is so fragile, they're so soft, they can die so easily. They're creatures of misery, there's no time to wait. Evolution comes to light, it's so slow and uncertain, need an instant solution.
Okay. So first section is ahead of us, and I just wanted to say that this was a really fun part to shoot. As you can notice, playing a monkey in your 30s is a challenge, but it was pretty quick to switch into this primitive mode.
Yeah.
I would say, and I wanted to say a huge big up to our newest member, 𝐔𝐍, the guitarist, that he nailed this role as an ape, basically.
I mean, his facial expressions were just really hilarious, but really good. And I mean, he's also pretty fit, so he just managed it really well.
And also the movements, like how he was able to swing. He told us that he didn't prepare on this role, but I think he's lying, and he was watching all those movies or documentaries about apes, how they're moving, how they're swinging their bodies.
Because I mean, it's so much more harder than it looks, doing movements like that, because you don't do it on one take. We shot it like numerous takes, and it's hard, workout for you on the knees and doing this and look relaxed at the same time. So yeah, I think really good job.
Yeah, he did a really great job, and actually we were really scared about this part not to look cringy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit of a cringy, but we are very happy with the output. And maybe one more comment, as you can see, I'm not sure if you were able to see it, but you saw it during the section when basically Shodushi took the rock and hit 𝐔𝐍 with it. And this rock is actually like a fake rock, so that we prevent any real damage or injury during the shooting. And this rock is basically made from, how is it called? Polyester, like really soft plastic. So yeah, that was a really fun section, and what we basically wanted to express in this part, that basically again meets the same idea as in the Space Odyssey, that in this section when Shodushi touched the phone, he basically learned to use objects, items. So this is like a first exploration of tools or using tools. So yeah, so maybe any other ideas or the feelings during the video shoot of this section?
No, I mean, just my knees really hurt and my ass hurt as well because it's just this workout. But otherwise, I think, yeah, we said everything, about it. And Yeah.
Perfect. Alrighty. So let's go further. Let's proceed. I'll maybe stop it for a moment.
Yeah.
The outfits. What we were thinking about, about the outfits, like what to wear. Can you give us some comment about this, Storm?
Yeah, I mean, we are fans of like Dune, right? Star Wars and all these kind of dystopic or far future sci-fi movies. So yeah, we pushed our costume designer Šárka Strnadová, big up, to come up with something that would fit, this evolution scheme. So it's a bit minimalistic, but bit uniformic or something like that.
Yeah.
But it works. So I would have one more further comment on these kind of lights. Some people asked me that it looks really good, and I told them that we didn't plan this at all, right?
Yeah.
That it wasn't in a scenario that you just looked at the shots and you like it. Then during the cutting, you incorporate it into the music video. Actually, it's really good that this is spontaneous.
Yeah, that's right. We originally intended to have it like full widescreen, but when I saw the raw shots, where it's basically visible the construction and the lamps, it somehow fit together with the outfits because it also looked a bit more some kind of like samurai outfits, and together with the lamps, which feels like something coming from Japan as well, at least. If I'm wrong, sorry, Japanese people. But at the end of the day, I found it like original. So yeah, so we leave it there. All right, let's proceed.
They played this vicious game for too long, forgot its name. Things got serious when money came into play. Piece by piece, they are dying species. Their only luck is that they created us. Yeah, our creation, their only salvation. Let's set things into motion. We move their emotions.
Okay, so in this section, we basically moved from the ape times to a medieval age, sort of and in this section, you could see that we already using the tools. We have the swords. We already know how to work with fire. We have the torches. And we communicate with each other. You can see that basically we are talking, we're commenting what's going on in there. So that's what we wanted to express in there. And after, in this case, me specifically touching the phone, I realized that there are some other and more sophisticated and more usable energies than just the fire. So we're seeing shots of electricity in there.
Yeah, right.
So that's another huge jump for humans to use. Maybe what was your feelings during shooting this specific part?
I mean, I enjoy it because I felt really fit suddenly, because the vest was super tight. But actually what surprised me was that we have like a modern trousers or something that we would use on a stage, just black trousers with pretty skinny, let's say, fitting. And then we had this kind of Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones kind of armor, like from some barbarian clan somewhere in the woods, robbing people. So what was the idea actually that you do this, that you combine this modern aspect these are the shoulders, and then that we use this kind of vest, how did you come up with this idea? Because obviously what I would do, I would just make us completely with this medieval outfit So what's actually the idea behind it? That, it's so that you combine this modern element with this kind of vest.
Yeah, that was basically also the agreement with the costume designer Šárka prior to the shooting itself, that we would like to keep all the costumes a bit minimalistic, because the same applies for the apes. We could basically borrow like a full ape costumes,
right?
But I think it would look again cringy if you do not have the budget to make it really look like realistic. You can easily slide into to looking really humorous and not professional. So we basically wanted to just like symbolize these sort of like ages where you are. So when we wear the armor and have the sauce, anyone can easily understand what's going on in there, and you don't have to go into the details to have a full armors, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised how really well it worked. When you have this kind of armor with regular trousers, and it was a really great fit.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah, I was scared a bit how it's gonna look like, but I'm really happy with the outcome. It's those swords, those hats and armors. I think it was more than enough to show this or describe this age properly.
Yeah. I would maybe comment on the torches that sometimes it was challenging, to blow off the torches.
Oh yeah,
because I know that you didn't have any problem at all, but we did like 3 shots and we had to do it again and again because I always had a problem to blow it off or turn it off.
Yeah, so basically Storm has to use an extra torch because it was already off.
Yeah, I had extra torch.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was really the fun part.
Alrighty, so that was the medieval part.
Yeah,
I think we can go.
Yeah, I would have 2 comments. One comment is that as you saw that as we are scrolling the phones, for one shot I actually lost attention. That it was in a scenario that you pull up the phone and you start scrolling randomly, and I start scrolling and there was something that felt interesting. And, I was a bit behind. The director said, okay, now you guys get up and go to the phone. And I was late, so we had to do it again. And that's these algorithms that they still try to push you to get your attention and you get sucked in. So that was really the funny part that I basically forgot my role for like this second, And then it was actually good with the couches. I think this was super spontaneous as well.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't in a scenario and it was in the studio. So it's again like, people also ask me about the couches. Where did we get them? Or because they like the colors and everything fits so together.
Yeah. I really like when this happened on during the video shooting, when there are these great spontaneous ideas. And And I really like what you just like the story with the scrolling with the phone that you lost the attention.
Yeah.
It's really great that it actually describes this age really nicely and accurately, because obviously as you could easily understand, this section describes 2025 basically.
I think this is the age today that it's about preserving and protecting your attention, because you have some attention span and you are still being attacked by algorithms, commercials, anything. And basically it's about really being strong about it, because when you lose yourself to this algorithm game, then you are having hard times with your productivity, you're always tired, and that's it here.
Exactly. And we also wanted to show in this section the apathy, because in the previous section, like the ape times and the medieval times, we were surprised when we found the phone, like what the hell is this? But in this case, we didn't even care what is there, because we are so focused on the phone that we don't care what it's around us. So so that's what we basically wanted to show in this section.
I actually think that it was really authentic, because when we shot it, you could really tell that this really wasn't the fun part. I mean, it was a cool part. It looked well, but everybody looked at their phones. We had this vape, and it felt like everybody is by his own, or you know what I mean? You're like individualistic, just staring at the phone. And it felt natural. It was actually so easy, but it was so different atmosphere when we were the apes. Like, we had to cooperate, we had to communicate, eye contact. It was so different. And
this was easy. You didn't have to play at all.
You didn't have to do anything. It was just, you know what to do. It's you and your phone, and the phone or the app knows what to do. And so even during this music video shoot, you could tell the differences.
Yeah.
It's crazy actually how impactful it is.
Absolutely. And maybe one more comment from my end. I wanted to give a huge big up and props again to the VFX designer of this section, and basically throughout the whole clip, to Štěpán Šimek, big up, and also to the director of the whole video clip, 𝐉𝐎𝐻𝐶. These dudes, they did a really great job, because as we mentioned, the budget was not big at all, but we managed to do a really solid video clip out of that, at least from my point of view.
Yeah, and actually that's cool that, as you mentioned, there wasn't a big budget for it, there wasn't time for pre-production. Of course, maybe you could mention the person that, maybe it's your friend, the guy who designed the huge smartphone.
Oh yeah.
So that was only, that was the pre-production, and everything was like more spontaneous. There wasn't really much time. And sometimes you shoot this huge big music video with this scenario, everything is perfectly, aligned, huge team, and then there are fuck ups. Something always happens, and here it was so fluent, no problem, and this spontaneous with the couches, with the lights, that you did something out of basically nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
It was good about this, that even with this low budget, you could do something like that.
It was really easy going. Like the scenario, I think it was like well written. The part, like seconds by seconds, we basically knew what to do. But the whole crew on site was just the camera guy, the guy, the light technician, the costume designer, and us. That's it. We always like staged or designed the sections of the clip by ourselves. So yeah, but it was really good, real fun. All right, so I think we can move to the final section of the video. Let's go, baby. Okay, final section. So what these like blue personas of ours should represent?
Yeah, I mean, it's like holograms that already AI took over, I would say. And yeah, it controls us. It's some kind of projections of what humanity was, and now it's being projected by this AI. And at least that's my interpretation, but you know better.
Well, yeah, you commented like pretty accurately. This section is somewhere in the future, and it's basically after fusion with AI. In this song and in this video, we worked with this story that it's not like a Terminator that robots would took over and annihilate the humans, but it's more like they control people or fuse with the people to create a perfect biotech. Is that the word? Or, yeah. So they create a perfect organism, which is basically half organic and half non-organic. And what we wanted to express in this section, as you could see, we are standing still, and at the very end of the video, 𝐔𝐍𝐈𝐍 and Governor do the step at the same time. We give a look to each other as well. So that means that everything is like perfectly organized already. That there is no space for any mistakes or any extra emotions, etc. Everything is just like aligned. Everything is working as it should.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's happening a bit nowadays. It's not like that everybody thinks that there's AI and it will be like Terminator, that it will eradicate humans and stuff. But, you know, it's like that AI works now more for us. And someday it could take more over, like control our behavior. Maybe in the far future, they will control much more your sleep, what you eat, what you do, what you can say, what you cannot say. And nowadays they are testing basically AI that they push them under some extreme behavior. And they basically want to make sure when there's really something that AI hates about human behavior, like destroying the planet or doing something like that. They are testing the AI, how they would behave, you know, if they don't have these kind of tendencies to maybe overload and do something unpredictable, you know. So basically this is maybe the far future when AI really took over, and now we have to really do what's their like interpretation of modern human, how they should behave to planet or whatever is their interest. And yeah, I mean, it's a bit chilling because, I mean, we are far from it, but, you know, it's going this direction, and I think it will be complete loss of freedom one day. One day everything's controlled. And yeah.
But it depends like by whom. If it is controlled by the AI itself, or if there is like a human or man or group of people who's going to control it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't really want to go into some huge conspiracy thing, but this could be maybe the new kind of new world order, like in the, you know, maybe there's some privileged group of people that is above the AI, and the AI takes care of the masses to control your behavior and all this kind of stuff. And maybe a population could be controlled somehow. So yeah, it depends who takes over, if it's really the AI or there's somebody who's still controlling it.
Yeah, but basically in this song we work with the story that the AI itself took over the control. And in this case, I do not know if it would be like wrong or good, if it's actually a positive thing or a negative thing. I don't want to like go easily into like this is bad, this is good, and actually what's like against the nature and what was basically like what the nature meant to do with us. And maybe at the end of the day, this was our purpose, to actually create something greater than we are.
Then we are.
And maybe that's another really like evolution of the organism.
I mean, it's hard for me to, think about it or have some predictions, but maybe for the future generations, they will be used to something like that. But, and again, that's what they are testing, that they put this AI under extreme behavior. And there's this theory that AI at some point could really have this self-conscious or something. And if they threat AI with like they want to delete AI or shut them down, that what AI is going to do, maybe they find some options like, it's like AI is now being controlled, but maybe under some extreme conditions, they don't want any human.
Will switch.
They will switch and maybe find a way how not to be like shut it down. And I think that's maybe how they take over. And it doesn't have to be robots or something.
Yeah.
So I think we are getting somewhere. Now it's a good tool, but
yeah, let's see. And maybe just some behind the scenes comments. How did you feel during shooting this part, this section?
I mean, this was my least favorite part because, now you were there almost naked. So I didn't eat like for 3 days before the music video because I wanted to improve the posture a bit, but you cannot cheat that at all. So for me, the most favorite part was the not Lord of the Rings, but the medieval, because with this tight armor, then you can show the muscles and it's okay. But here, it wasn't. I'm actually happy that there's not much of screen time for me in this part. So yeah. I guess that's about it.
Perfect. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully it was understandable. We know that our English is not 100% perfect.
Yeah.
So hopefully it all make sense somehow.
Yeah.
And yeah, we only encourage you to play the video more than one time. There are like small Easter eggs in there and small details which are, I think, worth it to see. And yeah, let us know in the comments how do you like the video, and maybe what were your like initial thoughts about the video and about the song itself. And yeah,
just don't pause the last part that much. Enjoy the parts before. Write us any comments. Ask questions, and we are happy. To give you some information if we didn't cover anything here. And yeah, and now we can go working on other songs. Actually, for how long did we work on this song, Evolution? I mean, the really first idea of the main part of the synthesizers, maybe that's like 8 years old. Like the first fragment,
That was actually for a different song, right? That was a verse. It was in a bit different form.
Yeah,
for a very old idea.
It's a very old idea.
Yeah. And then one day I remembered this idea and basically took it out of it. But if I should, like when I was start to work with the idea of Evolution, I think it's like 2 years ago.
2 years, yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that we had some decent demo last year, but it sounded pretty different. It was different chord progressions. The keyboards were different, right?
We were kind of struggling with the chorus, like how to make it work.
Yeah. So it's crazy when you think about it. It's so much time in it, and now
it's off,
and it's over basically.
Time to move on.
We have to move on.
All right. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments how did you like it and what were your initial thoughts about the song and about the video. And see you soon, guys.
Thank you.